notes here on the side. This is a site called yourperiod.com, and it specializes on just telling you everything about the menstrual cycle. And before I start on the menstrual cycle, I just want to quickly point out that for men, their hormonal cycle resets once every 24 hours, meaning that scientifically speaking, men are supposed to feel the same each and every single day, which is a wild thing because there's so much fluctuation in women's body across the cycle, and I could not imagine even feeling the same every single day. And even if I tell myself that I feel, well, I think in general I do feel pretty similar in different times of my cycle, or on any given days I do feel pretty similar. I do see mood swings, or I do see when sometimes I'm a lot more emotional, or I just have an increase in appetite or a decrease in appetite. So I think it's a really, really interesting topic to dig into. Sorry, I have a hair here. Wait, I think it's soy. I think it's a really, really interesting topic to dig into. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Basically, there are 4 phases in the menstrual cycle, and I'm going to read you the general overview, but a disclaimer is that the exact timing of phases of the cycle is a little bit different for each woman and can change over time. For the first 5 days, it is when you, sorry, let me see. Okay, sorry, they have 2 ways of categorizing. I think this is a better way to categorize this, but the first phase that they put down is follicular phase, which is day 1 to 14. This phase of the menstrual cycle occurs approximately in day 1 to 14. Day 1 is the first day of bright red bleeding, and the end of this phase is marked by ovulation. While menstrual bleeding does happen in the early part of this phase, the ovaries are simultaneously preparing to ovulate again. The FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, causes several follicles to rise on the surface of the ovaries, and the fluid pumps each contain an egg. Eventually, one of these follicles becomes dominant, and within it develops a single mature egg. The other follicles shrink back if more than one follicle reaches maturity. This can lead to twins or more. Oh, it's talking about how people get pregnant. The maturing days of the